The first time I saw her, I thought she was beautiful. Not in the way humans are beautiful, but in the way a star system looks from orbit, ethereal, otherworldly, and just a little bit dangerous. Her skin was a soft, iridescent blue, shimmering faintly under the sterile white lights of the medical bay. Her eyes were large, almond-shaped, and a deep, swirling violet that seemed to hold entire galaxies within them. She had no hair, but instead, delicate tendrils that floated around her head like living filaments, reacting subtly to her emotions. She was a Xelthari, one of the galaxy's most renowned healers. And she was assigned to my case. I didn't think much of it at first. I was just another human soldier recovering from injuries sustained during the Battle of Krellis Prime. Shrapnel wounds, a fractured rib, and a mild concussion. Nothing too serious, but enough to earn me a week in the med bay. The Xelthari were known for their advanced medical technology and empathic healing abilities, so it made sense that one would be stationed here, especially with so many wounded pouring in from the front lines. But then I noticed the way she looked at me. It wasn't the clinical, detached gaze of a medical professional. No, her eyes lingered a little too long, her tendrils twitching in patterns I couldn't decipher. Sometimes, when she thought I wasn't looking, I'd catch her staring at me with an intensity that made my skin prickle. It wasn't hostile, but it wasn't exactly friendly either. It was curious, like I was a puzzle she was trying to solve. "Hey, Doc," I said one day, trying to break the tension. "You keep looking at me like I'm some kind of science experiment. What gives?" She blinked slowly, her violet eyes narrowing slightly. "You are different," she said, her voice a melodic hum that resonated in my chest. "Different how?" I asked, raising an eyebrow. "I'm just a human. There are plenty of us around." "Not like you," she replied cryptically, before turning back to her work. That was the thing about the Xelthari. They were notoriously enigmatic. They didn't share much about themselves or their culture, and they rarely explained their actions. It was frustrating but also kind of fascinating. Over the next few days, I tried to get her to open up. I asked her about her homeworld, her people, her work. She answered in short, clipped sentences, never revealing too much. But the staring continued. Finally, I decided to confront her. "Look," I said one evening as she was checking my vitals. "I don't mean to be rude, but you're making me nervous. Why do you keep looking at me like that?" She paused, her tendrils curling inward as if in thought. Then she did something I didn't expect. She sat down on the edge of my bed. "You are unique," she said, her voice softer now. "Your energy is unlike anything I have encountered before." "My energy?" I repeated, confused. "Yes," she said, placing a hand on my chest. Her touch was cool and tingling, like the sensation of static electricity. "Your life force. It is vibrant, chaotic, beautiful." I blinked, unsure how to respond. Thanks." She tilted her head, studying me. "You do not understand, do you?" "Not really," I admitted. She sighed, a sound like wind through leaves. "Among my people, we are taught to sense the life force of others. It is how we heal. We can feel the flow of energy within a body, and we use our own energy to guide it back into balance." "Okay," I said slowly. "So what's so different about mine?" "Yours is unpredictable," she said, her tendrils twitching again. "It pulses and surges in ways I have never seen. It is as if you are constantly on the verge of something powerful." I frowned. "Is that a bad thing?" "No," she said quickly. "It is not bad. It is intriguing. And it makes you difficult to heal." "Wait, what?" I sat up straighter, wincing as my ribs protested. "Are you saying you can't fix me?" "I did not say that," she replied, her voice calm. I said it is difficult. Your energy resists my attempts to guide it. It is as if it has a will of its own. Great, I muttered, leaning back against the pillows. So I'm a medical anomaly. Just what I needed. She placed a hand on my arm, her touch soothing. Do not be troubled. I will find a way. I always do. There was something in her voice, a determination, a promise, that made me believe her. Over the next few days, she spent more time with me than with any of her other patients. She ran tests, adjusted her techniques, and even consulted with other Xelthari healers. And through it all, the staring continued. But now it felt different. Less like she was studying me and more like she was fascinated. One night, as I was drifting off to sleep, I felt her presence beside me. I opened my eyes to find her standing there, her violet eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. What is it? Asked my voice groggy. I have been thinking, she said, her tendrils swaying gently. Perhaps the reason your energy is so unique is because of your humanity. What do you mean? I asked, sitting up. Humans are different, she said, choosing her words carefully. You are not as physically strong as the Krell, or as technologically advanced as the Xelthari. But you have something they do not. Something intangible. And what's that? I asked, intrigued. Resilience, she said simply. A capacity for hope, for determination, for defiance. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, you do not give up. It is a rare quality. And I believe it is what makes your energy so powerful. I stared at her, stunned. I don't know what to say. She smiled, a small, delicate gesture that made her seem almost human. You do not need to say anything. Just know that I will do everything in my power to heal you. Not just because it is my duty, but because I believe you are worth it. Her words stayed with me long after she left. For the first time since I'd been injured, I felt a spark of hope. Maybe I wasn't just another soldier. Maybe I was something more. The next day, she came to me with a new treatment plan. It was risky, she warned, but it had the potential to work. I agreed without hesitation. The procedure was intense. I could feel her energy merging with mine, a strange, tingling sensation that spread through my entire body. It was uncomfortable, even painful at times, but I held on, focusing on her words. You are strong, she whispered, her voice echoing in my mind. You are resilient. You are human. And then, suddenly, it was over. I opened my eyes to find her standing over me, her tendrils drooping with exhaustion. Did it work? Asked my voice hoarse. She nodded, a faint smile playing on her lips. Your energy is balanced. You will heal. Relief washed over me, followed by a deep sense of gratitude. Thank you, I said, reaching for her hand. I don't know how to repay you. She hesitated, then placed her hand in mine. There is no need for repayment. Your recovery is reward enough. As I looked into her eyes, I realized something. She wasn't just a healer. She was a guardian, a protector, a friend. And maybe, just maybe, she was something more. The staring didn't stop after that. But now it felt different. Felt right. And as I left the med bay, fully healed and ready to return to the front lines, I knew one thing for certain. I would never forget the Xelthari nurse who saw something in me that no one else had. Something worth fighting for.